A perfect stranger. The curiosity that surrounds that individual has spawned a project entitled Humans of Calgary. Fascinating. Kate found this story and it is fascinating. Please welcome Hasham Kamran, who is the co-founder of Humans of Calgary, correct?
Thanks for having me, guys.
This is, it's fascinating. Explain Humans of Calgary.
So it started with Humans of New York. It's a really popular page. It has almost 10 million likes right now on Facebook. So back about 2010, a guy in New York went down the streets, approached random people, asked them questions about what they like and what they do. And it caught on from that. And we just recently started our page back in March. And we really liked how we were getting different people's, someone I've never met, someone I've never been to New York, I've never met that person, but I'm learning something about them.
Yeah.
So I found that really cool, and I felt like Calgary needed its own version for that. And there's so many cool people. I've been in Calgary 2 years. I do a lot of community stuff. I've come across a lot of different and nice people, so I'm like, Calgary needs its own version.
And so the people that you are taking photos of are complete random strangers you've never met.
Random strangers. You approach them, which is the scary part because a random guy is asking you for a picture.
So it's Kate and I. Kate and I are walking down the street, and you see the two of us.
Yeah.
What would decide for you whether or not you want a picture of either one of us or both of us?
So it's like, it's not a decision who makes it. It's anyone I see down the street. So if I see you walking down to me, I'll say, hello, my name is Hasham Kamran. I run a Facebook page called Humans of Calgary. What we do, we go in the city, we talk to random strangers and ask them questions and get their photo. Would you be okay with that?
So not only do you take our photo, you would also ask a series of questions.
That's the difference between just asking a photo. So I could just randomly go and get anyone's picture, but our goal is to ask a question behind the photo.
And now you guys, you ask the questions, right? And you put a quote with each picture from that person.
Yes.
How do you get that quote? Because they're all very different.
They are. So you build, you do some building blocks. So you introduce, we don't ask for their names or anything, so that we try to give them the privacy of, we're not giving you names, where you're from, what you do. So I'll ask a simple question, like icebreaker, what makes you happy? What makes you sad? What's your greatest struggle right now? What advice would you give to a large group of people? So you do questions, and majority of the time they're like, oh, that's a really good question. That you got me thinking there. So I felt like it makes them and then if they will give an answer to that, then you expand on that. Like if I ask them what makes you happy, my dad. What has your dad done that has made you happy? And then you go on and you build a couple questions. And usually, for the most part, they have really good answers so far.
And why do you think these have become so popular? Because it started in New York, but it's now expanded across North America. Why are people so interested?
I think it's more like in the news, you get the big stories, and most of them are negatives. If they're positives, they're extremely big stories. So these are little stories that make me happy or sad, that are not on large scale, on a Facebook page, social media, people scrolling down the news feed and they'll see that. So they like getting to know people around the world, around the city. And if they like the amount of messages we have got, I'm so happy this is happening in my city. I want to start something like that. So it really, people want to do something like that, which makes them feel like this is really cool. And the amount of people inboxing us, I want to be on this page.
Well, what have you learned about not only Calgarians, but the process of doing this?
I've learned that it's kind of weird. It's like you have to be nice in your approach, and you have to tell them that you're not doing it for yourself. You're not gonna do anything negative.
Gain.
You're not doing anything negative with their picture, because people have that feel like, oh, you're gonna post my picture in some online forums or websites. You're assuring them. Sometimes I even show them on my phone the page where I have all the pictures and quotes of people. So you make them feel comfortable, and after you let them know hey, just give us a couple hours or a couple days, and you'll see your picture and the code on Facebook. I feel like that's how it makes people feel happy and willing to give an answer.
What have you learned about Calgarians?
They're great people. I've been here 2 years. I love Calgary. I go to University of Calgary, so I'm all around the city. For the most part, amazing answers for the questions I've asked. Some have struggles that you can't even imagine. I remember our first of the project, we went to the Calgary Drop-In Center. I am employed by them right now, but before I used to volunteer there, and we went there and we approached random people inside the building. And you ask them questions, and the answers you get are so extremely fascinating and so good, and you're like, wow.
It is wow. I mean, when you see these pictures and you go to the Facebook page, you just say wow.
Yeah.
Would you ever get your picture taken?
Sure.
That'd be kind of cool. Maybe there's your next subject.
Maybe.
I think they're supposed to be random, though.
Well, we can budget a little bit. Hasham Kamaran, thank you very much. It's called Humans of Calgary, and maybe one day this young man might be coming by and saying, hey, can I have your picture? Now you know. Still to come, answering your flu shot questions. And we have a lot. First, here's what's happening in and around Calgary. This is Trending on Shaw.